So yesterday my plants were looking fairly dead in their pots, so I moved them to get them out of the direct sunlight, and I must say today they've risen, so they've risen a lot after being watered, and they're looking a lot more happier. They look like they're all going to survive. I didn't want to lose any of my potential mini daffodils, which is what these two pots are, so I'm very happy that they've all sort of waken up from their droopy state, especially this one on the left here. It was very droopy. They were all sort of standing down, so it just took I put a heap of water at the bottom of the pot, and it just took literally 8 hours, and now they're all standing up again. So I think this is going to be their new home. I think they're just overwhelmed by the sunlight. Even in this pot, I think this is one of the blue flowers. It was sort of on the soil yesterday, and today it's risen, so I'm hoping that it will recover without the direct sunlight on it. And I'm not sure about this, whether it's going to grow or what, but I'll just leave those there. This pot had a lot of wreckage. A lot of the plants died. It had 2 punnets of plants, and these are just the leftovers of the one sort of side of plants. They look like they need more soil, but when I put more soil in, a lot of them actually die, so I'm just not touching them at the moment. Maybe I'll fill it up with a bit more soil when I get some pot soil. At the moment, I'm just leaving them to grow however they like, and hopefully they'll all survive. These little plants down here were actually recovered plants. I put the soil right under the plants' necks, and they seem to be growing up from the soil. But these ones, they're growing, but they're sort of failing, but maybe they'll end up growing, I don't know. So I'm just gonna leave them to grow, and if I get more pot soil, I may put more soil in, or I may just leave them alone to grow wildly in that pot. So it's definitely got a lot of growth on it. A good percentage of these plants will probably survive now that I've moved them to a bit of a lighter area with less direct sunlight. The sunlight that's coming through here has been filtered by the glass. It's made these pots quite happy. These plants quite happy. They're all growing quite well, even though they're doing okay in direct sunlight. But a lot of them, particularly that Lyra plant there, was being clobbered by the direct sunlight. So I moved them, and they seem to be doing a bit better. And this plant is doing quite well. So it's a good spot for plants. It's just that mice, they come around and start nibbling sometimes. I've had to save one little pot from here and move it to my desk because it was just being nibbled by something. But these plants seem to be doing okay so far, but when they start flowering they may get some mouse wreckage, because mice like blossoms, it seems. They're not directly attracted to the green, but they like things of a blossomy color, so it might be the blossom or the color. But hopefully, if they do get wrecked, I might buy a shelf or something to put them up higher, because what happens is the mouse runs across the curtain, ends up on this low windowsill, and it comes across the plants. But these ones might be okay because they're in the taller pots, and the mouse might not bother with the taller pots. The other one was a small pot, and it was actually being savaged, the plant. It was a pretty coloured plant, but it seems to be recovering. I'll just show it to you. So that one over there is the recovered one. So it's already stemming. So it seems to like this area quite a bit better because it's stemming a little bit taller after 24 hours of having been moved here. So I'm hoping that it will recover. And these plants I didn't want to keep on the lower shelf because they're all at risk of being chewed on, so I just put them on my desk and hopefully they'll do well. They seem to be doing okay so far. And you know, eventually this desk won't have so much clutter on it. I've just got a heap of moisturizers and things that I'm yet to use, so but eventually it'll be like a lot less cluttered when I use all these moisturizers and things. So but yeah, so this is my bare windowsill. It's only got a tree on it now. I want to move the tree to this other area, but the thing with the tree is I keep on dropping the water whenever I do move it because I have to fill it up, so I'm just keeping it up there for now, though it's a bit droopy and sad. I would rather put it on a different area because this direct sunlight that's coming in from the window isn't really the best for any of these plants. So this one keeps I have to water it once a day because it just keeps running out of water, and it looks like charcoal if I don't refill it with water. So I'm gonna end up moving it to a shelf. Either I could put a floating shelf on, but it could use without the additional sunlight as well because it's quite droopy, whereas I think it should be standing upright a little bit more. So I know it's growing quite well, but it's not, it does get affected by the sunlight, so I might end up moving it across to these plants too for a little while, because I know that sunlight does harm it quite a bit, so it might not be enjoying itself as much as it would in another place. So yeah.